So we've had a few great game releases this week.
It's been packed full,
Like
honestly.
the stuff this spring is bangers, but we got a pleasant surprise in rapid reinforcements. For start, what you got there?
Oh, just a pack for when you inevitably go on a soapbox.
Okay, so anyway, we got some rapid reinforcements coming our way. 8 new amazing cards for Armada. Great discussion with them, and of course, some ways to play them and build them. I'm your host Isaiah,
I'm Chris, and I just pulled a really good pack.
and this is Locked Loot. Chris, dial us out and show me that pack.
We do not plunge headlong into folly on the orders of a single madman. Deploy the cannon! He's got nukes.
You're the last boots on the ground.
Position standby for defensive fire.
Jedi. Like my father before me. Ding. Ding. Vex on the field.
Attention on deck. This channel is now under military control.
Now, we haven't talked about Armada in a while.
Well, it's also because AMG came out and said, "Hey, we're gonna get Legion back in a good place before you even think about touching Armada."
Yeah, they haven't had releases, like an actual like wave of releases in over 2 years. I think, and not even any releases in like 2021. I think Rapid Reinforcements was in 2020.
Is this the part where everybody that plays Armada is like dead game lol?
Well,
Like
no,
Battlefront 2.
so this is the opposite, where
I know
everybody,
it's the exact opposite.
yeah, the community's so big for Armada, they're like, how could they abandon it? And now we're getting Rapid Reinforcements, which is hey guys,
We're
the
s-
developments for a new wave, we're not able to do it, but here's something to help for a while.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Honestly, like this thing has some banger.
There's almost everything's gonna break the game except for CAS.
Breaking the game is difficult. Armada is already a game about breaking the game.
That's fair.
So it's very much like stuff is really strong.
Mhm.
And every faction got a banger except for I think CIS.
Yeah.
The CIS kind of got a
So we're gonna talk about the elephant in the room.
yeah. So we're just gonna go straight in order of all 8 cards. Um, 2 admirals, 2 officers, 4 fighters.
At least they give us more fighters.
Yeah, which is good. Okay, so we got to talk about the first admiral here. Admiral Anakin Skywalker for the
This
Republic.
There's been a discussion through the community. He's either gonna be okay or he's gonna be a big problem.
Yeah, so he's a. Here's the thing. Okay, so Republic has some tanky ships.
Yep.
They can pump out a bit of damage, not a ton, but a bit,
Mhm.
and you can build them to pump out a ton of damage.
I just remembered when I play Armada, I like playing Republic.
Yeah, Anakin is so good, because we have only had defensive admirals for Armada.
Mhm.
For the Republic. They're all focused on, utilizing their defense tokens, regenerating their defense tokens,
Yeah,
um, keeping their stuff alive. This is the first aggressive admiral we have for the Republic.
which is really interesting.
Okay, Anakin Skywalker, 29 points.
While a friendly ship performs a salvo attack, it may add 1 die to its attack pool of a color already in its attack pool. Not great. And it's like, okay, cool, I get to add extra. The next part is the big problem. You wanna take
Yes.
that?
Once per activation, after a friendly ship performs an attack that targets an enemy ship, that friendly ship may spend 1 salvo defense token. If it does, it may perform a salvo attack targeting the same enemy ship. Now, okay, this is where I get into a little bit about rapid reinforcements. So, for instance, the other rapid reinforcements one had some erratas before they finalized.
Mhm.
So, this needs some clarification.
Oh, yeah, that definitely needs some clarification.
There's 3 ways that this card can go down.
Mhm.
That second ability is what we're talking about, because the first one's pretty easy,
It's pretty easy and
Whenever you perform a
straightforward.
salvo attack, add an extra die, which already goes against the rules, because
Mhm.
salvo attacks normally you can't add any dice anyway.
Uh-huh. So he
So
already breaks the game in that way.
he already breaks the rules that way. But once per activation after a friendly ship performs an attack, 3 ways this can go down. 1, they mean once per round, not once per activation,
Mhm.
and it's a mistype, because once per activation is during every ship's activation. Which means the first way this can go down is how probably what it was originally intended for is when the ship attacks, after it's performed its attack with the 2 hull zones, it can fire with a salvo on the 3rd
Mhm.
and spend a salvo token to do that.
Yeah.
The other way this could go down, this is what's interesting. This is why once per activation comes in. It could be this way. It probably is. Sorry, instead of 3, 2 ways. Sorry. The third way is practically the same way as the second.
Mhm.
Um, the second is after it is attacked and it salvos back, it can spend the token to salvo back again.
Mhm.
So double salvo attacks. Sure, you have to burn your salvo token for it.
Yeah.
Which I
You
mean,
can load yourself with a ton more salvo tokens.
Republic not so much.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Rebels are the ones that are good at that, adding defense tokens.
Mhm.
Republic doesn't really do that.
Hmm.
They're good at regenerating their defense tokens and keeping them from like spent to, I mean, exhausted to normal. But usually when a Republic salvo defense token is gone, it's gone.
Mhm.
So there's a couple ways this could play out. By the way, this is a strong, aggressive command.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This makes your tanky ships like
Is like a freaking truck?
hit like a truck again. Which is exactly what you want with Anakin.
Yeah.
You wanted him to come out swinging and committing war crimes.
That's how Anakin should be.
Um, honestly, Anakin's great. I think the best list for him, there's a triple Venator list running around.
Hmm.
So lists that run multiple ships with salvo tokens, so Venators, Acclamators, that kind of stuff is what he wants.
Mhm.
So essentially, you're going to build a big fleet with big ships so that they can return fire a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough about Anakin. For the rebels,
We have General Draven.
General Draven, a 28-point admiral.
Choose command dials for this card after deploying fleet.
You choose 2 command dials.
Yep, you choose 2 of them. At the start of each ship phase, you may reveal and discard 1 command dial from this card. If you do, until the end of the round, when an enemy ship spends a matching command dial, it resolves that dial as though it spent a token of the other type instead.
The same type instead. So what this guy does, and why we're like this admiral is so strong. This admiral will be really strong against fighter strategies.
Oh yeah.
Any strategy really, but he can really mess with fighters.
Mhm.
So at the beginning of each ship phase, so the beginning of each round, you reveal one of the dials, and essentially it's telling the opponent, okay, if you want to use one of your command dials for that, instead you use like a token.
Mhm.
This thing will hose fighter strategies.
Oh yeah.
Because the fighter ball's coming in, player pops his you pop this at the beginning of the round, and the other player wants to pop squadron command.
Mhm.
Get 8 or 10 squadrons into the enemy lines.
Yeah.
And mess things up before the squadron phase. This says, okay, instead of your 8 or 10, each of your ships are gonna do 1.
Yeah.
Um, Admiral Sloan, anything like that, that's what we're up against.
Mhm.
This is not a game-breaking one, but this is gonna be
It
difficult to play around.
hoses the fighter ball.
This is hard to play around
Mhm.
because you're like, okay, this guy can pick whatever he wants. Maybe he picks concentrate fires. Maybe he messes with our navigation.
Mhm.
Anything like that, you can really mess with.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, he doesn't have any debate about whether he's good. He's good.
Yeah.
So unlike Anakin, we're like, okay, there's a couple ways this could go. Raven is pretty straightforward, but still, that straightforwardness is like, oh crap, what do we do now?
Yeah.
Okay, CIS. For CIS.
Of course.
They got an officer upgrade.
Yep. That's the Asajj Ventress.
Asajj Ventress, 4 points. After you perform attack targeting a ship that has 1 or more raid tokens, if the defender suffered 1 or more damage, you may remove a raid token and 1 command token from the defender. If you do gain a matching command token.
Meh.
That's the thing. If you're running a raid token strategy, it's great.
Yeah.
There's a couple things holding this back.
Mhm.
1, you need to have the raid token
Yep.
on there. And they have to have another token.
Mhm.
So you have to have the raid token and they have to have a command token.
Yep.
To get it. The issue that's the only limitation. The other issue is, it has to deal damage.
Yeah.
They have to take a wound. Otherwise, it's not gonna work.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, she's not very useful, I think. I think she'll see some niche play in raid token decks,
Oh, for sure.
but I honestly don't think she's the weakest of the group here.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. She's not much.
Yeah, she's there.
Mhm.
Okay. The last one is another officer upgrade for Empire.
Governor Price. Once per activation, while performing an attack against an enemy ship, you may spend 1 shield from the attacking hold zone to change the 1 die to any result.
Yeah, so let's talk about this.
This is gonna suck.
This is gonna suck to go against because there's been a couple of these cards that change dice. They don't change them to any result. They're like, okay, you can't take double face. You can't change it to critical.
This is any.
This is any. She's in a fleet that loves modifying dice already. She plays into that strategy of modifying dice. At this point, if you're playing Empire, you just get to build your dice pool.
Yeah. It's almost like Empire and Legion.
Yeah.
But,
You get to essentially build your dice pool. Where I think she's gonna suck, and where everybody's like, please, my opponent, do not put her in here because it is so good, is in onagers.
Yeah.
You throw Governor Price in an onager at that long range, you're guaranteeing your critical, or a critical, or you're guaranteeing you're guaranteeing a critical, or you're guaranteeing an accuracy.
Yeah.
Because if they got a critical token, you just be like, you can't use the critical.
Exactly.
So you're guaranteeing your dice pools with onager long shots.
So how do you think these admirals are gonna fare in the casual pool?
Okay, let me talk about it. Okay, so I think Ventress isn't gonna see play casually. Competitively, I could see them all seeing play in a niche. Price in onagers, Ventress in raid, Raven in just rebels,
Just in general.
just
I
in
agree.
general, and Anakin in pretty much anything. Salvo. Casually, I think again, Ventress won't see play. In like casual. Oh, here's the. Don't get me started on cat. Okay, so here's the thing about casuals. Casual play. The issue with casual play is it is non-existent in Armada.
It's all competitive, right?
It's all competitive, and that's an issue with the community. The community, and I think this is just because Salt Lake. I had an interesting discussion at a Legion tournament, not an Armada tournament, when I was discussing the Armada community. They are so competitive because the game is so competitive. You can play it casually. I would love to play it casually.
I mean, you have a list already for
I play this game casually. My lists are stupid and janky, and they're fun. And that's the issue. The community, because you spend so much time fine-tuning your lists, you fine-tune your lists, and then you bring it to table. Then you get wiped, and so you fine-tune that list more, leading to a more casual thing. I mean, a more competitive experience. What really needs to happen with like a community to rise up as casual is being like, okay, we're going creative list building. How you play it is essentially you guys never try the same list twice.
I love that.
Never try the same list twice. You've seen I do. That's how I play. You've seen it. I've run Home One and a bunch of stuff. I run Starhawk and a bunch of stuff. I've run Providence and a bunch of
That
stuff.
Starhawk is a freaking nightmare.
Oh yeah, how I build Starhawk is a nightmare.
I hate playing against
But
that
that's the thing. Casual people need a chance to play, and they need casual people to play with. The issue is also like players in the community kind of lean towards a very specific quiet and play chess style play. And so when you're playing against those kind of players, you don't really want to talk. So people need to lighten up and open up, casually play there. Otherwise, it's just going to get so competitive. What are you doing?
You're on your soapbox, just like I said you would.
Okay, that's fair. Open your path. Okay, but other than like casual lists, come on, bring on the 9 hammerheads. These guys in casual play, Anakin's going to get run the most.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because Anakin is easy. In casual play, you're hyper aggressive and you want to fight a lot. So, that's how you get it. The most aggressive one's going to see play. I think Anakin will see the most play with the casual folks.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. Off of that little tangent there.
You're welcome. Oh, so I really just wanted an excuse to open this pack.
I know, right? You baited me.
I knew you took it hook, line, and sinker.
It was one of those like, no, you're baiting me. Well, you're right. Okay, so, first of all, what's in the pack?
SRAM, a card from Cold Snap, and a dinosaur.
What dinosaur?
The ancient Imperiosaur.
Oh, okay.
Shock and Vogue.
Okay. Invoke one. All right. Let's move on to the fighters.
Yes.
Okay. First one's for the Empire. Volt Skiris, a TIE Intercept. 5 speed, 3 health. Squadron is 2 black, 2 white. 2 black, 2 blue. And then his anti-ship armament is 1 blue with a scatter and evade.
Sorry, that was really freaking funny.
He's 18 points.
A little expensive for a fighter.
Yeah, during the squadron phase, you cannot make non-counter attack.
Actually, he's the second cheapest of this release.
Yeah, counter 4. Okay, so here's the thing about this guy. Counter 4 Swarm is an interceptor.
Yeah.
He cannot perform non-counter attacks during the squadron phase. That doesn't mean during the ship phase, if he's activated with a squadron token, he can attack. He can still do that.
Yeah.
He's just not able to do that in the squadron phase.
Mm.
And he has the highest base counter we've seen. He has counter 4. It's just 4 blue dice when somebody tries to attack him.
Wow.
And interceptors only have 3 health. So we're looking at a very squishy guy with not great defense tokens. He's got an evade, which lets him change a die,
Mhm.
and a scatter, which is going to get accuracy off.
Mhm.
So we're never gonna. He's not gonna last very long in a dogfight.
No, he's meant to. He's the glass cannon of the group.
Yeah, he's the glass can. He's gonna get in there and roll his.
Actually, no, he's more. I think he's a glass bomb.
Yeah, if you play him right with the right setup and other fighters, you can get him up to counter 6 with rerolls. So
Yeah, that's a definite. That's a glass bomb. That's not a glass
Yeah.
cannon.
Honestly, I think he's probably not the best. We have other options.
There's much better options.
Especially you're going 18 points for a TIE interceptor. You're spending that 18 points. You're wanting like Mauler in a fighter, or like somebody to mess with Swarm or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
You mean you can go 4 points up and get Bubba.
Boba.
Okay, for the rebels,
We have Fenrau and the Mandalorian Gauntlet Fighters, and everybody's pissed about this.
yes. Let me talk about this. Okay, because you're not a rebel player.
No.
Okay, this is what's fascinating. So he's in a Mandalorian Gauntlet fighter. Mandalorian Gauntlet fighters are not rebel fighters.
No.
They're Imperial fighters, and they were in one expansion. The Chimera Star Destroyer. They weren't in a fighter expansion. They weren't in anything like that. Okay, I need to go get the Imperial fighter expansion to run at that. No. You have to get an actual copy of the ship for one of these. You need to get a Chimera, the Imperial Star Destroyer, $60 expansion. If you want to run him.
Yeah. He's pretty okay too.
4 speed, 7 health, anti-squadron,
It's 2 blue, 1 red.
anti-ship.
1 blue and 1 black. Are you having me say those since you messed it up last time?
Yes. When you're chosen to activate by a squadron command, after the activation is resolved, choose 2 non-unique squadrons at distance 1. Chosen squadrons may activate as if they were chosen by the squadron command. He has assault. When attacking a ship, you may spend 1 die with a attack icon. If you do, the defender gains a raid token. And then he has escort. Let's talk about Fenrau. That ability, when you are chosen by a squadron command after the activation is resolved, choose 2 non-unique squadrons to activate.
Did you just bring Fighter Ball into Rebels?
Well, fighter balls and rebels a while. Instead of running like 15 fighters, though, they run 10. They quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Um,
It's apparent with this card.
yeah, this guy is huge because you're like, okay, cool, squadron command. He gets to move and attack.
He is tanky as hell too.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. Here's the thing about this. Okay, you grab home 1 with an expanded hangar bay, or you grab anything with squadron 4 with an expanded hangar bay. Squadron 5, you're activating 5 squadrons. If he's one of those squadrons, you're now activating 7 squadrons in that activation. Yeah, I'm like, this guy is great. Plus, he has 7 health.
Yeah, he's
He
tanky.
only has a brace for a raid for a defense token. That is still a good one. I mean, he could take the hit.
Oh, yeah.
And he has escort, so you're not getting around that.
Mhm.
You can't honestly, I think it would be busted if he didn't have escort
Oh, yeah, for
because you
sure.
would just load him up with TIE fighters.
Uh-huh.
Not TIE fighter,
X-Wings.
X-Wings. You just load him up with X-Wings and he'd go. Since he has escort, he can also interact with, like, you're gonna want him run him with, like, bigs,
Mhm.
which helps you protect escorts
Yeah.
because whenever you take damage whenever a ship with escort takes damage with bigs, you can choose another ship with escort to take one of those damage instead, so you can keep this guy along longer. Plus, you get the raid strategy in there with the assault.
Uh-huh.
But honestly, this guy doesn't exist to be attacking fighters or attacking ships. He's gonna be there with the bombers, with the X-Wings, with the A-Wings.
Yeah, he's gonna be wrecking house.
He's gonna be wrecking house with his entourage of fighters.
Yeah.
I love this guy. I can't wait to run him.
That's gonna be fun.
Okay. CIS get Wat Tambor in a Bellabub 22 Starfighter Squadron. 4 health,
Uh-uh.
4 speed, 5 health.
Are you dyslexic today? Are you okay?
I even have my glasses on today.
Are you okay?
I've been killing zombies all week. You don't need to read this when you're smashing a zombie skull with an axe.
Fair enough.
Okay. 4 speed, 5 health, 2 blue, 2 black squadron, 1 black anti-ship.
Look at you. You can count and see colors.
I can only count to 4.
Oh, he's got escort
He has relay.
and scream.
This is an interesting one. He's a named fighter without a specific ability.
Yeah.
So escort. So he's in with the other Bellabubs,
Mhm.
who all have escort as well. He has relay, so you can choose to activate somebody else when he's activated,
Mhm.
and screen when you're defending each other. Friendly squadron or attacker is engaged. Black screen up to 3. You gain dodge. Honestly, I don't know. He's
I think the
not great.
CIS got shafted with this.
Yeah, this rapid reinforcement shafted the CIS. I mean, he's a decent Bellabub, but you've got better options.
Oh, yeah.
Wat Tambor's cool, but you're like, you feel robbed because he has nothing to boost anything. He's just there.
They're existing.
He's just a 20-point bomber. He doesn't even have bomber.
No, he doesn't.
He's just there.
Yeah.
Not a strong attack dice pool, not a strong ship die. I mean, it's a black, so you could miss. Nothing to re-roll that. Yeah, no. CIS got shafted on this.
Yeah, they got shafted with this release.
And then of course, the Republic fighter got matchstick.
Matchstick and a BTLB Y-Wing. 3 speed, 6 health, 1 blue, 1 black for the anti squadron, and then just 1 black for the anti-ship.
While you are unengaged, friendly squadrons with bomber distance 1 gain rogue. Oh my god!
Well, this seems like a fun.
Sorry, this is the first time I read this. You're giving all of your bombers rogue. All of your B wings now have all your Y wings and B wings and whatever you've got have rogue. So you're like, yeah, they've got rogue. They go in, they fly through. They either shoot down squadrons if they want to, if they need to get engaged, or they have rogue. They'll get ahead, they can move, and then attack the ship.
And they've got the heavy too.
Heavy so that other things can move around them when they're engaged. Honestly, oh my gosh.
This is probably one of the best just bombers that I've ever seen.
Anakin with him?
Oh no.
Anakin Starfighter. I can't remember the Anakin Starfighter. Oh no, it doesn't have bomber. I was thinking of the Delta, but I think he's in a there's a Anakin bomber. Give me a second. I'm checking this. Armada list builder. Sorry. Also, shout out to the Ryan Kingston's Armada fleet builder. If you guys don't know about this, go check it out. It is the best fleet builder I've found. Okay, yes. Armada. Here we go. Anakin BTLB Y-Wing. During your activation, you may spend 1 defense token to ignore engagement until the end of your activation. Adept 2 Bomber Heavy. With a red and a black for your anti-ship.
Oh, no.
So, this is what's interesting about your, matchstick here. Because matchstick doesn't care if the other guys are engaged.
Uh-uh.
As long as matchstick is unengaged and at distance 1 of some other bombers, you can now give them rogue. Which means, if Anakin's ahead and he gets, and he's engaged. Also, this isn't like a when you activate, they gain. No, this is a stat. While you are unengaged, friendly squadrons with bomber at distance 1 gain rogue.
Hmm.
You move in, stay out of engagement, get in line of Anakin. Say Anakin's engaged with a few fighters. Now Anakin's not spends his token, so he can move with engagement. He flies away. Unless that Anakin has rogue already. He does not. So give that Anakin rogue. All the other bombers as well. Like giving bombers rogue is a bad idea.
No, this guy's gonna be really good.
Give oddball rogue. If you move during this activation, you may reroll up to 2 dice. Yeah, no, this guy can cause some problems. I like it.
Yeah.
Solid cards in this rapid reinforcements, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Overall, with rapid reinforcements.
Well, it's the first Armada release we've had in 2, maybe 3 years.
Yes.
So that's always a plus.
Yeah, we got our old rapid reinforcements, which, I mean, it's been a while. And now we've got rapid reinforcements too. They're showing us, hey, we still care about you guys over here. We may not be releasing new ships, but here's some new cards.
Yeah.
And we're not releasing an actual expansion. These are prints in play. So they're trying to care for that community still. They still release like store event kits and tournament event kits.
Yeah.
But they took a break from building.
Yeah.
And they took a break when Atomic Mass Games got a hold of it.
Yeah.
I think that's just because Atomic Mass Games has a ton on their plate already.
Oh, yeah.
They've got Legion, which needed to get into a healthy place. Still needs to get into a healthy place. Don't get me started.
Mhm.
You've got Marvel Crisis Protocol, which is another one that they're trying to get into a good place. X-Wing, which they're trying to get into a good place. This, and Armada is the one that's the Armada is the one game that they got. They're like, your game is not a mess. It's actually balanced for all parties. Do you mind, guys, hanging out with your balanced and fun game
Mhm.
and letting us fix the other ones?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad we're still getting Armada releases. Honestly, I love this rapid reinforcements. I like the idea of rapid reinforcements because they're showing we're not greedy. We don't want your money. But we put in a ton of work to generate new cards for you guys that fit in and fill gaps in the strategies.
Yeah.
I'm honestly strong cards. I'm gonna be running Ren Fao. I'll probably be running General Draven at some point.
Yeah.
But sorry, I cannot get away from Krista Gate as my like admiral of choice. Like giving extra tokens to ships.
Yeah.
We'll have to play some Armada. Looks like a whole lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, this looks like a lot of fun. We'll definitely have to play.
I think that's all we have for you guys this week. I'm your host, Isaiah.
I'm Chris.
We're logging out.